Hi, friends. This is Jim Wortham, and it is July the 30th, 2024 at 10:21 p.m. Now, this is something unplanned. It's an update of my long-term COVID. May I say first that I don't know how I felt before I had COVID. Um, Having said that, I have nothing to compare what I'm saying to before I had COVID 3 times. And the third time was what changed my life. Um, I remember getting up early in the mornings before I got any COVID. When was that? 2000, year 2000? Heck, I don't even know. But I think it was 2000, one later than 2020. I had it 3 times, so my memory's not good. Not at all. Look, I did a lot back then. I planted a garden, worked on my car, helped other people, had a full time counseling service. Now, when I say full time, let me describe that. I specialized on people with alcohol and drugs. And when I say drugs, I'm talking about the hardest drugs that came across from Mexico. I would see people as they came out of prison for serving time for drugs. In addition to that, though, let me say I saw people with family problems, um, work problems, much minor, but just as important to them. Actually, you're not going to believe this, but I would see a person with drugs and think I could help them more than a person that had family problems or problems with kids that were disobedient, because I knew what they had to do to get off of drugs. But I knew when it comes to family problems, okay, I'm going to let it out. I've had to deal with incest problems. I've had the police and the child protective services on my back wanting to know how the sessions are going for incest. I've had couples announce for marital counseling, saying one or the other would say this: the only reason we came here was to announce that we were going to get a divorce, but we didn't want to say it to each other. We wanted to be in a safe environment. I remember being happy about going into counseling in the morning and staying as late as I needed to. 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night. It all changed after the third COVID experience, which turned into the great COVID journey that hasn't stopped yet. Do I get up at 8 o'clock anymore? Well, what do you think about, would you believe this? This morning, I was debating on getting up at noon. And the only reason I did was my wife had coffee made for me. Sat on the edge of the bed with no energy. You have no energy when you're at the point I am. So I get socks out of the drawer and underwear. I have pajamas on. And sat there for 15 minutes. So I gotta put these socks on. I gotta take the pajamas off and put my underwear on. Got a lot of t-shirts. I use colored t-shirts because they're colorful, make people feel good. Even though well, here's black. Okay, this black isn't an example of a colorful t-shirt, but looks better than an old white one, doesn't it? Let's face it. If this was white and it looked like a cheap dollar store t-shirt, I wouldn't like myself as so well. Okay. So I get my underwear on. And then I go into my God, I can't think. Closet. I go into the closet and I say, what color should I wear? Well, I got blue, dark blue, Buriode, Lands' End. Lands' End will last for 10 years. Maybe not that long. This is Lands' End. So let's put a Lands' End t-shirt on, or shirt on too. This isn't how I dress up to go to a prom or anything, but it's good enough to go out to eat. If I go out to eat at a restaurant, which I did tonight, and I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about that. Sometimes the most fun things are what happens during the day, and if you hang in with me, you'll get to hear about it. So here I go. Put this on, put that on, and I'll start going down the stairs. We've got a 2-story house. Go down the stairs, and I have to grab on to two wooden bars. They're not really bars, they're wooden hangers. Because if I don't, I'm going to fall. So I'll go down one at a time, hanging on to rails. That's what they are. They're wooden rails. So I hang on to the rails one at a time till I make it to the floor. And I'm asking myself, why are my legs so tired? Am I going to make it down to the bottom floor to drink my coffee? Well, if you're hearing a noise upstairs, Judy's got the vacuum cleaner on. If you don't hear it, I'm glad. So, here we are. I barely make it down, and I drank a cup of coffee in a cup that says, you got it, it says White Castle. It's every year I buy White Castle cups, whatever they have. White Castle's a big thing here in Kentucky, not Kentucky, I lived in Kentucky, but here in Indiana. Yeah, they even give coupons if you buy enough White Castles. Oh my gosh, do you know when I was a kid, I would be on the T-Barbie TV show. That's where kids were invited on their birthday, and you drew your guns. You drew your guns. They were play guns, of course, but you went ahead and you got them, and then on the way home we passed by White Castle on 7th Street in Louisville, and we bought a whole case of you know what, White Castles. Every year I look forward to that. Still would. Still will get a case if I get out anytime soon to a close White Castle. Okay, we're sort of telling about the past as well as the present, and let me say to you that I ended by saying I barely had enough energy to get downstairs to drink my coffee, and then what else do I eat for breakfast? Because I know if I don't eat something, Judy's going to say something. Judy's going to say something. She's going to say, you're going to get sick if you don't eat. So I have these small packages about this big around of yogurt. I like lime yogurt. So use this lime yogurt, and then I put raisins in them to make them taste a little sweeter. Okay. And then when I get done with that, she won't say anything. She won't say, "You didn't eat breakfast." But I'll eat another thing. It'll be Atkins diet drinks. I eat the deep chocolate, dark chocolate. And I'll drink one of those. It's got vitamins, minerals, and all this stuff. It's 14 ounces or something like that. More than Boost and more than Ensure. I get them cheaper off of Amazon. You'll get them cheaper off of Amazon too. And if you have Amazon Prime, it's free shipping. Because I don't get hungry in the morning. So I eat very, very, very little. We usually go out to eat about 4 o'clock because I don't have an appetite. I lost the appetite on COVID-3. What did I do tonight? Okay, I was going to tell you, a little bit about tonight. Went to, what was the name? It was Off Broadway Tap Room. The bar on one side, restaurant on the other side, and well, they had a taco night tonight. Tacos were half price, and if you drink Mexican beer, it was half price. Only one Mexican beer. Don't know the name of it, but just said, "Bring it on, bring it on, bring it on." Now, we left there and came home. And oh no, we didn't go home. We went to Kroger's. Spent $200. Did anyone at the White House said the inflation was going down 2%, down to 2%? How come I paid $200 for a little bit of food? How come a case of water is $4? Case of water being 24 waters. And what the heck are we paying for bottled water for? Don't we have a city that's supposed to clean the water? What? Someone help me here. If you've got some idea why we're having to buy bottled water. We're going to be buying bottled air pretty soon, aren't we? Yeah, that's next in line, I hear. Bottled air. Oxygen. Well, they say these things, some of them don't happen. So I don't think we're going to have bottled air. We were told we were going to have all these electric vehicles. We had all these companies. This is a little bit off the topic, but I live off the stock market. I do not have a retirement plan. I bought all the electric car companies, stocks in them, all the stocks in the charging stations that would charge electric cars, when when they said that marijuana was going to become national, that we could buy it, I bought every company, legitimate company that was producing marijuana. Do you know what it feels like to lose 80 or 90% of what you invest? Just put that, what I just said, into that format. I lost 80%, 90%, got out of it, sold it, bought Apple computer, bought Amazon, bought Google. Got my money back. Talking about stock market. I've drifted off, but if you want to know about me, that's how I make my living. Off selling stocks. Not selling stocks, buying stocks and holding them. Yeah, I've lost 100% of certain stocks, blockchain, gaming companies. And back several years ago in 2008 and 9, I lost 100% in the savings and loan banks that they closed down when there was a crash. And I've mentioned this in another video or two, that I regained all my money and paid off my house. If you want to know how I did it, it's on the videos. Let's get back to what it's like now with long-term COVID. It goes by a couple other names. See, I can't even remember what that other names are. Long Journey or what? Long Journey COVID. Shoot. I don't do much in a day. I know tomorrow I promised someone to help them at 1 o'clock. I've got to be up and be at their house at 1 o'clock. Now, normally, that's not even a concern, because I don't help people because of lack of energy. But let me tell you why I helped this lady. She's 80. She needs help buying things from Amazon. I order them for her under my credit card because I have Amazon Prime. It won't cost her anything for postage, for sending it or returning it. I do this about once every week for her. Tomorrow's the day. I don't know if I'm going to be there an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, but it upsets my wife if I'm there 3 hours. She's 70. She's 80. 70. I'm 75. She's 10 years older than me. Wait a minute. She's 75. I'm 75. She's 80. She doesn't know how to use a computer. She doesn't know how to return things. She has physical problems. And I go there to help her because my physical problems aren't her physical problems. Okay, so that's all I'll do tomorrow. And I'll eat. Come home, eat with Judy. I don't know if we'll go out or if we'll eat in. If we go out, it'll probably be at one of the. She likes. What type of food is that? Mexican food. We have about 5 Mexican food restaurants here. She won't eat at McDonald's or Burger King or Arby's. And then we'll come home and I'll take a shower and lay down in bed and read spiritual books. I don't know whether to say this or not. This isn't about religion, so I will say I'm a follower of Christ. Take that for however you want to take it. Now, let's summarize what I've done here. We're down to 28 minutes. First of all, I have no energy. I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to get up at noon. Number 2, I don't want to go to sleep. I try to sleep. I go to a special sleep specialist to get medication to sleep and to try not to take more medication than I need to if I don't fall asleep. I pay big money for that. The reason why I pay big money is he only takes payment, not insurance. I'll see him next week. I get the medication I need to help me sometimes fall asleep. And then throughout the night I'll wake up and have to take maybe small doses of the medication that he's asked me to sleep. And I may even make a whole combo and add some over-the-counter medicine, such as melatonin. That's made in the brain. It's a vitamin, not a vitamin, but a part of what the brain creates. I won't mention the others because I don't want the feds coming up and saying, "Hey Jim, you're practicing medicine without a doctor's prescription, without a doctor's license." Well, I tell you what I tell them. I tell them I watch TV and it says, if you want this medication that we're advertising, contact your healthcare provider. May I share this? It's a joke because I know it won't hold water. I'm a healthcare provider. But if I was to recommend something, I'm sure in this state it would only be a misdemeanor, but they could kick it up to a felony conviction. I have licenses in every mental health license: psychologist, marriage and family, licensed clinical social worker, licensed marriage and family therapist, licensed clinical addictions counselor. But I'm not good enough to legally prescribe the subscription because I looked it up on Google. I'm not included. I'm not included. as one of these people that you can go to for help. Healthcare provider. I'm not a healthcare provider. Did you hear how many licenses I had? And I'm not a healthcare provider according to Google. Good deal, huh? Good deal to work all these years, 75 years, and be told you have 5 or 6 licenses, but you're not a healthcare provider because you don't have that MD after your name or DO after your name. You're not even a you're not even one of those people that is can work on your back and everything. I'm sorry. The one thing I did not mention, you have memory loss if you have long-term It's chiropractor. That's what I was trying to think of, chiropractor. But if you have long-term COVID, your memory is affected. I didn't mention that, did I? Before? Now, this is an update. And it's quite a long update. It's a 36-minute update. And I'm sorry, it doesn't touch it. It doesn't touch what I feel. It doesn't touch a lack of appetite. It doesn't touch the lack of sleeping. It doesn't touch that you never want to wake up again. Maybe that's something I shouldn't have said. But I promised when I started this that this was going to be an update of what long-term COVID has done to me. I am functioning. And you probably observe me, and you probably think I'm probably not doing as good as I think I am. And you're right, okay? Any lapses of memory, is part of what I go through every day. So what's the worst part in ending this? I used to be a writer. I've sold close to 100,000 books. If you look my name up on Amazon and maybe even eBay, you'll see several that's still in print. You'll see 4 that was written in the last 4 years with the help of a gypsy woman. I've tried to write another one. I've told her I've got another one coming, a 5th one. Now, I've written about 11 before that. I used to make my living off of this. The reason I'm saying that is I have no desire to write. The next thing was I got 2 guitars over here, electric and acoustic. Top brands. I thought I'm going to learn how to play those because I did in high school. And I'm going to do some good stuff on YouTube for you all. I gotta get someone to put new strings on them. I've lost all my memory of playing chords and lead guitar. But I can do it again, I tell myself. And last, I sold all the artwork I've ever done that was oil painting. I keep telling myself I'm going to go into oil painting. And it drops to the floor. This is my experience at this moment with long-term COVID. Would you like an update? Maybe in weeks, maybe in a month. I promise I'll try to make it within 2 months. Now I know I look happy and I laugh a lot. You don't see me crying on the inside. I won't let people. I want to thank you for watching this if you've watched it all the way to the end. Now, I have this thing of should I continue YouTube's or should I not? I think no one's watching these things. No one gives a care. But I did notice one thing. I noticed when I looked at the number of people that watched my YouTubes that the people that watch the most watch the ones where I talked about my COVID experiences. I've got a whole jungle of things on there. I think of 77 last night. I looked at it. 77? How did I talk that much? And worse than that, I almost had 90. I was one away from 90 subscribers. You mean there's 90 people, there's 89 people out there that want to watch my style? They like my style? They like my humor? They like the fact that I don't have a studio? And are there more that want to be notified when I put out a new video, which could be tomorrow or the next day or the next day? Do I talk too long? Do I share too much? Maybe someone will push the button and I'll hit 90 subscribers tonight. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for one person. I am only doing this video for one person that might relate to me, identify, and be helped. And that's, God, the only reason. Good night.